Here's me, 1.5 years ago, so excited to start my first ever YouTube video and film an intro for it, to now find out that none of the audio recorded properly. So here's Robster from the future, gonna explain the SparkNote version of whatever I was trying to explain here. So, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Robin, aka Robsta. I am really excited to show you guys this video today of me creating a custom guitar for a really close friend of mine. As I showed here, I'm wearing the t-shirt of one of the bands that he plays in called the Electric Cactus. His name is Will. He's an amazing musician, drums, guitar, vocals, everything. I've linked below the multiple bands that he is currently in. And also, I will be playing lots of the music from his bands throughout this video, so enjoy that as well. If you guys want to go check him out, I would love that. I think you guys would enjoy it a lot. But essentially, what I'm describing here is the guitar that he gave me. This is the second time I've customized a guitar for him. I'll show a quick picture of one here. I did this one guitar for him quite a few years ago where I spray painted a galaxy on it, which was super cool. Maybe I'll do something like that in the future to be able to take a video and show you guys, but I do not have footage of when I created that. So Will bought a guitar that he really wanted me to customize, and he had a general concept for it, which I was really ecstatic about. He wanted a custom, almost like a tattoo flashy American traditional style tattoos. So he brought me this guitar that he bought specifically for this, and I recorded the whole process of it. We're so pumped with how it turned out, and I have really cool footage at the end of him playing the guitar so you guys can see it in action. And yeah, I'm super excited to share this with you, and hopefully next time on my next video, when you see me talking, it'll actually be me talking. Enjoy, guys. So like I do with most of my projects, I'm going to start off with drawing a sketch on my iPad of exactly what I want to do so that there's nothing left to question when I'm getting down to painting and creating, and I don't have to use my brain for that portion of it. So we went over this many times, Will and I sent him my concept. We added some little Easter eggs he wanted to add, some references to his band, some references to his favorite bands and songs, as well as some fun little references to like cartoons and stuff that we both really enjoy. And then once we got the design and the color all picked out, it's then time for me to make a physical stencil that I can use on the actual guitar to find out where everything goes. I have no idea if my process of making a stencil is overly complicated, but it kind of works, so I'm just rolling with it. But the actual process of stenciling something on that's this detailed to something that I'm going to paint, I haven't really done, so you'll see that I try a couple different methods to see what works for me. And then now, a first look at this gorgeous guitar that he gave me. I can link the details of the guitar below. I don't know anything about guitars, but he was very ecstatic about this guitar that he was able to get his hands on. Since we're covering the entire bottom part of the guitar, I had to take the strings off so I didn't have to work around that middle section there and just any other things it might cause me. It was just better that they were out of the way. And then I proceeded to tape off things that I didn't want to get paint on. I'm going to be painting pretty close to all these pieces of the guitar, so I covered them up with tape the best I could and used a little Exacto knife to cut off any extra pieces until anything that I didn't want to touch was covered. And then in order to get the best grip for my paint, I had to do a bit of sanding. This was super scary to me. I didn't want to leave any bad marks or grooves into the guitar after, but I would be sealing it with a pretty thick overcoat, so I figured that would cover up and kind of diminish any little scratches that any bad sanding would cause. I actually stressed about the sanding so much that this was a couple-day process. I started with some really light sandpapers, really fine sandpapers, upgraded to more coarse ones as it wasn't really doing anything but kind of buffing it out. Consulted my boyfriend a lot on this and got some opinions, and what I ended up with I was very happy with the result, and it did really help with the painting. As well as I did wipe everything down with alcohol so that it would kind of strip any of the shine or grease or anything that was added onto it before I sanded. When it came to stenciling, I had a really cool idea that would later haunt me both during the project and after the project. I had some tattoo stencil paper that has the same kind of concept as like a stencil paper, that when you put pressure on the one side, it leaves a trace of ink or whatever the paper's coated with on the other side. And I thought, how cool if that tattoo stencil paper would work for this tattoo flashy guitar. So I tested it out on one little spot to find that it wasn't really easy to just erase off of the guitar, which was both a benefit and not. So if I traced anything wrong or the lines went outside of where I wanted to line, it was going to leave marks that were going to be really hard for me to get rid of. But by doing the whole guitar with it, when I'm going around painting, my hand won't smudge this ink around as much as it might smudge or erase lines that I made with the pencil. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it. I started a corner with the method of using my stencil, trying to coat the entire back of it with a graphite pencil, and then placing it down, putting the pressure and drawing my lines on top, and the graphite would leave marks on the guitar. And so that's what I'm doing here with this first piece of the guitar stencil. I've taped it down so it doesn't move around, and as you can see, I'm kind of stretching my hand in between because it's kind of getting sore. I then have to go back and kind of just touch up any lines. I wasn't super happy with it. It was very light. So I did take this tattoo stencil paper and do another little section, mostly on that coffin design is where the culprit is. As I finished each section, it started to fill it really cool, and you could see where all the designs were gonna go. And then as I finished that, I would touch up some little lines here and there based on my drawings. And it all turned out really well. It was really starting to come together. You could see all the little designs where they were, and I was super excited to jump into putting colors and lines onto this. I find this video of me filling in the colors and lining it is really satisfying, so I hope you enjoy this. And while you do, I will get into a little bit about what went wrong with using the tattoo stencil paper. I'll try to explain briefly what happened, just so that you guys don't make this mistake if you choose to do something similar to this. But all I want to say is that it is all good now. It just caused a lot of issues near the end. But essentially, after I had painted and lined everything and went into the coating stage I have got like a thick coated spray paint can that I'll show you. I sprayed to coat it, and as it all got fully coated, I started seeing that blue stencil paper ink leaking under my colors that I had painted onto the guitar. This bright blue just ruining the guitar. So I had to sand down to those parts, sand it off of the guitar, repaint those sections, and then recoat it. And at this point, I was just very frustrated and very concerned that then the next spray didn't go so well. It pooled up in one area, so I had to sand that down, re-spray paint it to find more of that ink still bleeding out from the same spots. Eventually, I got rid of it, but it does still haunt me to this day. Let's forget about that. That's just my little warning and my fun little story of my struggle. But enjoy this video of me filling in all the red, and then I'll proceed to line everything with the black. And I just think it's so cool seeing this piece come together from top down as it just fills out and comes to life. If anything wasn't working out, I did have to go through and sand that completely down and wipe off any of the color before proceeding with another line, as you can see with the little eyes of Kuchikobi here. So it was a little bit of a struggle. I tried really hard not to mess anything up, but I had a couple places I had to refix. just to mention, like, what I use for the entire thing is Posca markers, so a thick and a thin black one, and I think a thick and a thin red one as well. So they're just the acrylic Posca markers. I find sometimes they kind of dry out, so I always have a little sheet of paper nearby to kind of squiggle on until the ink comes running out, because I don't want it to run out in full blobs while I'm trying to do something that, especially fine line. So once I finished doing all the lines and details and everything that I needed to draw, I then went in with a spray paint, a clear coat that would go over top. It was supposed to be very thick and almost resin-like. I was a little worried to do a resin pour and have it go in places that I wasn't supposed to or stick, but I wanted that really permanent, thick coverage that made everything glossy and took away any lines or paint strokes that were on it. So I ended up taping around the edges to kind of block anything from dripping down even with the spray can. And then I show the can here. I can describe it and link it in the description. But I don't have any footage of me actually doing the spray coat. I just have this video of me spraying it on, because this is when all the line work started having to be a problem with the tattoo sheet that I used. So this was more of a frustrating process that I did not film the whole thing of. But in the end, it turned out really well, and I have the footage of that right here. It looks so good. I love the coat on it. I like that it looks like it was just printed like this. But here's a really close look at all the little images we placed in, some of the Easter eggs based on names of his bands or songs that he likes, or just shows that we both love watching, like Bob's Burgers and Adventure Time. And then some just really funny Flash, American Traditional Flash. And then this is actually the first time that I signed my name like that, Robsta at the top there, that I immediately after this started using for clothing designs and everything, and how I wanted to display my name on the sleeves. So that's kind of a cool little Easter egg as well. Just look at it. It's so good. I'm so happy with how it looks. It's such a great complete piece. I was so excited to bring it to Will and show him. So here's a little footage of me packing it up and how beautiful it looked in the sun coming through the window. So I put it in his case, and I had him come over a couple weeks later, and I gave it to him, and it was so exciting, and I didn't tape the reveal. I wanted to. So instead, I asked him if he could film a little video of him playing it, and I'm so thankful that he did this for me.
Hi, I'm Will, and I play in the bands The Electric Cactus, Stumble and Tumble, and I'm very excited to show you my acoustic guitar that Robin designed for me. It's based on a lot of American traditional tattoo flash, as well as some little Easter eggs that are pretty important to me. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm gonna play a little song here. It's by the Electric Cactus. It's called No Problems But My Own. I am sitting here all alone. There's nobody around. But when I close my eyes, I still see your face staring back at me. I don't wanna be stuck inside of my lonely mind. I am stuck inside of my only mind, with none other than you. I've been down this road before, and I won't go again. So please leave me alone. Please till I have regrown. No problems but my own. Thank you, Robin. I love you so much.
Thank you to everyone so much for watching and creating this super rad guitar with me. If you enjoyed this, I'd love to hear your comments, and maybe you'd even want to subscribe and see what else I have coming out. I have tons more cool content planned and some already filmed that I can't wait to share with you guys, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!